Hello and welcome. I am Jay, back with more Rumble combos. In this video, I'm going to be going over the combos you can do at Red Belt, but really this video is just about hold. You also gain parry at this belt, and I'll go over a use for parry in this video, but 99% of this video is going to be about hold. A reminder, this series of videos does not go over individual moves. If you are struggling to do individual moves, please look in the description of this video. I will link to my Basics of Rumble playlist that goes over how to do every move in the game. With that out of the way, let's move on to combos. I'm going to be breaking this video into two main sections. The sections will be on using hold on grounded objects and using hold on free objects. I am doing this because the physics and behaviors of the structures are different based upon whether they are grounded or not. We will deal with grounded objects first. Pillars, cubes, and walls all spawn in grounded. You can, however, use the techniques in this video on grounded boulders or discs. We will be using walls for the majority of this video, but you should practice with more than just walls. While the physics are the same, each structure acts a little bit differently. Some travel farther than others, and knowing those ranges is very useful. First, we need an object. Now, if you hold this object, you can move it around. This on its own is not very useful, as if you move your hand too fast, the hold will break. However, if you use it properly, you can turn it into a useful attack. I did a little setup here so that we can measure the distance of each technique. If I stand in the gaps between these pillars and spawn a wall, like so, and then straight it, we have a control measure for distance. If I move to the next one and do the same thing, but this time do a little combo, you will note that we get a little bit more distance out of the combo. This is our first combo of this video. It is hold into straight. I'll put it on screen right now. It is called Slingshot. This combo is designed to eke out just a little bit more distance on a grounded object over just a normal straight, and to get an extra point of damage over free objects that might come from other normal combos with uppercut or kick in them, as grounded objects do deal an extra point of damage. We can also add more distance by adding momentum to the object before we throw it. If you pull a structure to your side and wind it up, make sure I'm in line here, you can use the momentum of pushing it forward in combination with the straight to throw it farther. Also at the pillar. As you can see, you can get a rather large amount of distance using that, but it takes a little bit longer to set up than just the normal combo. I'll note that this is something that I'm still learning, as you can get even more distance if you do things properly. The next combo builds on this, as it's easier to get distance, but it's a little bit more dangerous to do. The combo is hold dash straight. I'll put it on screen now. If you hold a wall, dash at it, and then immediately go into straight, you can use the dash to build up momentum on the wall, and you can get even farther than the regular momentum. As I mentioned, though, this combo is quite dangerous for two reasons. Reason one is if you don't keep your hand outward while you're in the dash, if you try to reset it backwards to down here, what you are doing is you're pushing your body forward and you're pulling an object directly back into your face. That is basically guaranteed damage. Let me show you. Basically guaranteed. As you can see, I took damage and my opponent did not. The second reason is if an object touches the thing you are holding, not hits, just touches a grounded structure that you are holding, the hold will break. Let me show you. Here we have a disc doing nothing but living its best life. If I go over to a wall and hold it, and slowly move the wall into the disc, the hold automatically breaks. So if you are holding an object and dashing at your opponent in front of you, if they even so much as put an object in the way, it's going to break the hold and you're going to be dashing into a stationary object. You might not take damage, as sometimes when you dash into an object, you don't take damage, but you could take damage. At the very least, it's going to knock you off your game. So just be careful when you're using this combo in actual combat. These combos will work on any grounded object, as I mentioned, though they are most efficient with walls and cubes, as they benefit the most from the extra distance provided with the combo and the additional strength that having a grounded object gives. With that said, let's move on to free objects. Now, there are two main ways to free grounded objects and maintain decent control over them. The first is kick. As you can see, the object is now free. The downside of kick is that it knocks the object in the air. This leaves an open spot underneath the structure that your opponent can throw something at you. Still, it is useful for shorter objects such as cubes or boulder. The reason for this is that sometimes when you try to grab a cube or a boulder off the ground, the momentum of them snapping up to your hand throws them away from you. So kicking them in the air mitigates that happening. The second way to free a grounded object is with a parry. So we have a wall, it is grounded. If I parry it, it is now no longer grounded. This is the fastest and safest way to free an object, and it is best used for walls and pillars since they don't suffer from the problem of being hurled off because they need to snap up off the ground. So in practice, you want to parry walls and pillars, and you want to kick boulders and cubes. I went over the sort of normal way of using a held wall in my Basics of Rumble video for Red Belt. Still, I will touch on it here just for a refresher and because a combo uses these things. First, you can sort of just lob objects by kind of just arcing them, and that really doesn't take any effort, and it just produces the results you see there. The difference is when you're throwing a structure using straight as an endpoint. Side note, with walls and cubes, you cannot just go from hold into a straight. It will just continue to knock you backwards. You need to pull the object off to your side and use forward momentum to get it flying. This is the important part for the later combo. It looks like this. Another thing that you can do is you can sort of hold a free wall in front of you, kind of like a shield. You can use it to block objects that your opponent is throwing at you. You can also dash while holding this with safety. And the reason for this is that with an ungrounded object, if it comes into contact with another one, the hold doesn't break. It just sort of spins around. So this means that you can dash at them with a wall in front of you and essentially block everything that's coming at you. However, seeing as how you still have a gap underneath your feet, it gives you an opportunity for your opponent to throw a grounded boulder or disc at you under your shield. So, got to worry about that. Also, because the wall in your hand is free and not moving, it is substantially weaker than you would think. A basic hop combo will not only break this, but it'll go through it. So if I spawn a wall and do hop, the wall goes straight through. So if you're using this as a shield and your opponent throws a wall at you, you're going to take damage. So just something to be aware of. These are all good techniques to know and to be aware of, but there is an actual combo in this section. And it is parry or kick, hold, jump, and then straight. I'll put it on screen now. This combo allows you to throw an object from the air, and it looks like this. If you do this with a cube or a wall, remember that you need forward momentum on the structure in order to make it work. If you don't have forward momentum, it's just going to knock you back mid-air. This leads into the other danger of this combo, is that the knockback from a straight is going to knock you back while you're in the air. This means you're going to travel quite a ways backwards. It is very easy to throw yourself off the edge with this move. Do not attempt this combo if you are near the edge of an arena. It will just ring you out. There is even more you can do with hold, but this video is long enough. This is a good place for you to start learning how to use hold more effectively than just lobbing objects around at your opponent. So start here, and then learn more nuances as you go. I have one more of these videos planned on Black Belt, but until then, I just want to thank you for watching. I hope this helped. Good luck, and happy earthbending.